Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. This is our series called Your Journey with Jesus. One of the things we're talking about right now is the different roles of elders and deacons and ministers, church members in general. And so in the last segment, we talked to one of our elders at Walter Hill. And today I've got with me Darren Welker, who is one of our great deacons at Walter Hill. I'm thankful that you're with me. So as we get started, how long have you been a deacon?
Christy and I were talking about this earlier today, and we were like, we don't know how long. But the best of our recollection has been around 20 years. So around 2020, something like 2000 was when I became a deacon back in the old building.
Yeah, okay.
So that was, several years ago.
Yeah. Very cool. So you've got quite a lot of experience under your belt. Just kind of walk us through, I know that you do a lot for the church. What are some of your roles that you fill as a deacon? Well,
a list of them would probably, and I'm cheating here, so sorry. But the visitation is probably one of my foremost roles, one that I'm most involved in, and then the taking care of some of the elderly needs, the ladies and gentlemen that maybe on their homes at their houses, missions committee involved in that, and my favorite, not my favorite, but one of my favorites is the ballet. Get to do that every week. And me and Josie, my partner in crime.
And then for any of you who are watching who are not members at Walter Hill, Josie is what, 5 or 6?
Yeah,
a little girl.
Yeah, but she's an excellent driver.
Yeah. She didn't even work a 6 shift.
And then probably disaster relief.
Right.
That's a really cool mission or area of missions that we're involved in, and I enjoy that a lot.
Yeah, very good. And so just kind of as a side note, a lot of that kind of aligns with what you do for your actual secular work.
That's true. Yeah. I do the construction deal, so that's kind of and that kind of goes along with when this building here that we're in. I was also on the building committee. And that was a neat deal because I'd never been a part of anything as large of a commercial construction project as this one, and that was pretty neat. That was really kind of nice to do that. Right.
So if you were to give some advice to a young guy that wanted to potentially become a deacon one day, what might you tell him that he could do to prepare himself for being a deacon?
Well, that question I struggled with because I never thought about that, for one. Never thought that, okay, what do you do to prepare yourself to become a deacon? And I just couldn't, I just kept drawing a blank because I never considered myself preparing to become a deacon. But there was one thing that stuck out in the foremost of my mind was that you need to choose a godly wife. You choose a godly wife, and there's going to be a lot of things in your life that you can accomplish. Whereas if not, then a lot of things are not going to be accomplished, or not going to be, you're not going to be capable of doing so. So that would be foremost, number one, without a doubt.
Sure. Very good. Very good. So let's, switching gears a little bit, what is the best part about being a deacon to you?
I would say probably just service to others. That serving has always been something I enjoy doing.
Right.
And being a part of a big service project, whether especially like when we go to Honduras on mission trips, it's such a massive need, and you feel so small. After a tornado, and you go and you see such a huge amount of devastation, and then you kind of set back after you kind of look back at where the day began, and then look at how many people were involved and how much that you got done and how much you accomplished. You know, that just seeing others serve, others get a lot accomplished because there are so many people working hand in hand, working together.
Right.
And so I would say that, you know, service and seeing people work together
Right.
for one goal is probably one of the most gratifying things.
Sure. Very good. So this last question is kind of an interesting one. Is there anything that you wish all members of the church knew about being a deacon?
I haven't thought about this, but didn't put a lot of thought into this. But I think that more so, it's not a hard job. It's not a taxing job. It's not something that you struggle with. It's not, and I say that it's not a hard job. It's just not. It's a gratifying position. It's a good thing. Everything about it, you know. I initially thought, or I initially had a different perspective of what a deacon was, and since becoming one or being one for 20 years, it's not what I thought it was. It's not at all what I thought it was.
Right. Very good.
All right. Serving the congregation is, I don't know, it's easy in the sense that it's just, I've always liked to serve whether it was a deacon or not. You know, it was just, service has always been something that I enjoyed. Service is always something that probably I was taught as a kid and didn't know it, you know, from my parents. So the act of service is just, it's more of a, and I don't mean this boastful, but it's kind of natural. It's kind of normal. It's easy. So as far as the deacon, the role as a deacon, I think it's, you know, it's just a gratifying thing. It's not a taxing job, if you will.
Right. So, but I like that you said all that, because I think overall, if you were to encapsulate being a deacon in the New Testament, it's all about being a servant. Mm-hmm. You're a servant or a server in the church. You take care of things. And so I think that's a really honest, but also good encapsulating way to describe what a deacon does.
Yeah, I would think so too. I think a servant, basically, you know, is, I mean, that's it. That's right. In a nutshell.
Yeah, very good. So, well, I appreciate your time, and thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it's helpful to you as we think about different roles within the church. A lot of times we have kind of a preconceived notion about what people do, and so I hope that these interviews have been enlightening in some way to talk to these men about their roles and what they do and how they work in God's church. But Darren, thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. I hope that God blesses you.